Morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of It's Too Early for All That. I hope you're having a fantastic time this Monday morning. I got my coffee in hand, fresh takes, hot topics, and my co-host Fulton. How are you doing today, my good friend? All right, man. We're starting the week off like that. All right, man. You know what, man? We're just gonna skip all of it. I'm gonna go straight into the topics. I ain't got time for all that. It's too early for all that. All right, so this weekend at the box office, Disney is seeing Deadpool versus Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine, it took the number one spot again for the fourth week in a row. Um, Other movies that came out this weekend was the Zoe Kravitz directed film starring Channing Tatum and the Crow film, the Crow remake, that flopped bad. But
The
my
first one
question to
did.
you is, the first one did? Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Didn't the
But it
first
ended
one?
up,
It was like a cult
you talking
classic.
about the one with
Brandon
what?
Lee.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about Brandon Lee. Yeah, that one flopped.
Didn't it?
No, it was a big hit, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm pretty.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
it was a big hit, bro. He ate because everybody went to go see it because he was dead.
That's what it
He
was.
ate.
But like, wasn't it known
Yeah,
as a cult classic for some reason? I
it's a
thought it was
cult
because of
classic.
like.
No, it didn't flop. It was a big hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Right.
Russell rudely
Okay.
interrupted with fake news. The Zoe Kravitz directed film starring Channing Tatum. This is his second film of the summer that's flopped. He had the joint Fly Me to the Moon. That flopped really hard. And this is his second flop. Do you what is your take on the status of Channing Tatum's career? And how does this affect LeBron James' legacy? Okay, the last question, ignore that. But how does this affect how does this affect
Uh,
Channing Tatum's career? Because this is two flops in a row.
it doesn't matter.
You don't think it matters?
No, not for him. He's already known. Like it's to the point. He's already a movie star. He's already a celebrity. It's to the point where what would a flop do to Brad Pitt's career? What would a flop do to, not to say that he's on the same level, but like,
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage, Leonardo DiCaprio, like these are known people, like who have had flops, who have been in flop movies. So all he has to do is wait for another good one. People say he's still riding off the high of being Gambit and Deadpool and Wolverine. Nobody gives a fuck about him
I
being in a.
guess, yeah. I guess you could say he's part of the number one film. I guess you could say he's number one and two because he does have a big part in Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh yeah, you're right, huh?
All that matters
So
now
I
is
guess
fucking memes.
now, oh wow. So a
And
marketing assistant is just gonna say he's got the number one and two film in America right now,
yeah,
instead of saying he's had two
they don't even have
flops.
to say that shit though, because
But I'm thinking, how would you spin it to be a positive? A flop is a flop, bro. A flop
yeah,
is a flop regardless.
you just don't
If
talk about it.
if I put so much money in the deal and then the deal returns back null and void and you were the face of it, that's a flop, bro. You can't just because you investors put money in it. So
Yeah, that shit
you
only
know that
matters to producers. That shit does not matter to regular people. They don't
I
know. They
get
don't
it,
even
but like
know.
what's big hit Channing Tatum has? That's my question. What is the status of his career? Is he a
Magic
movie
Mike.
star? Magic Mike is like 10 years old, bro. What is the status of his career?
I'm telling you, you're like overthinking. I don't think anybody gives a fuck. People know who he is. You can just
Mm,
put him in a movie.
okay. But can he open? That's my question. Is he a movie star? That's the question. Do you consider him a movie star? Or do you
Oh,
consider
like
him
can
like,
he sell a movie on his name alone? Can he be a
what's the
star?
status of his career? Like, I mean, I hear you loud and clear. Like, yeah,
Oh,
he can go
okay,
on
my bad. I'm
TV.
like I was misunderstanding the question.
No, it's like, I was just kind of asking you, what is the status of his career? Like, what are your thoughts?
I feel like he'd be fine. He just needs a movie. He can be in a string of bombs and it won't
Uh-huh.
affect him. It won't affect his career yet.
Okay. So if you were his agent, what kind of film would you put him in?
Like a
If you had to
comedy,
fix his career, what would you do? What would you do? How would you turn it around?
just put him in a comedy
Huh.
where he's the second lead.
Hmm.
He doesn't have to do any of the heavy lift. He just make him like the goofy guy to somebody's straight man. Like do a an almost what was it? Once Upon a
21
Time in
Jump Street.
Hollywood type deal, but not like the same premise or anything like that. But we had Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, playing off of each other. Put him in something like that,
Mm.
and he'll be fine. That's all he needs. He just needs to be in a decent. I don't know what um I don't know what comedies are now because like now comedy's such a weird genre. It's not the same as when the mid 2000s when it was the Apatow films and Apatow like the Apatow adjacent stuff was going on. Like that era's over.
Uh-huh.
You could have easily put him in something like that, but now it's more you have to do a dramedy.
Yeah.
That's what everything is now when it comes to comedy.
Uh-huh.
You got to do a good one of those and just put him in it. But not as a lead. Just give him the second lead where he can just bounce off, like someone can bounce off of him and he can bounce off someone, vice versa and stuff like that. Someone he has good chemistry with.
Yeah.
Even then, I think he's charismatic enough that he'd be able to work regardless.
I'd say put him in a funny Disney kids film. Like like you know how The Rock did like the Tooth Fairy?
Yeah. I don't know if that
I
worked.
say
That'd
put
be
him in
too
something like
corny.
that.
That'd be too
No, the
corny
reason
for
why
him
I
though.
say that, hear me out. The reason I say that is because it introduces him to a whole new audience, which is kids, right? It's a good film. Kids can see it, and it's probably be a hit. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, you get the youth
you're
in it,
not. I don't
but
think you're wrong about that. Yeah.
yeah, he might be too young to start doing family films. Don't get me wrong, but I always think like a good family film in your roster is just good. I don't know. I think like if you can entertain a family and still be like funny, like that's a really hard talent to straddle, and then that's like the beginning of your resurgence as a movie star. I think if you get a family to come see you, and then you can start doing your adult pictures for the parents. But if you can entertain the kids for a little bit and give them a little breathing room, you're good to go.
I know.
But
I believe that. That makes sense because I mean
yeah,
that's the next generation that'll just know him.
yeah, exactly. That's the next generation. I call them the Tooth Fairy or whatever it is. Like it
Yeah.
has to be a
Exactly.
good family film though. It can't be like just some half brain idea. So
That
speaking
makes
of
sense.
half brain ideas, Drake dropped off a 3-pack, another one this past weekend with 3 songs: The Language 2, SOD, Super Soak, and No Face. I took a listen to the pack. You listened to it before the what are your thoughts on the songs? What are your
They're
thoughts on the
Drake
3-pack?
songs. You actually expect me to write down some fucking notes? No, they're fucking Drake songs. They sound fine. All I was gonna say is
Yeah.
they just sound like okay. They just sound like he's dropping the Lucy's that people have been begging him to drop for years. But now that he got
Uh-huh.
humbled, he got like Kendrick just got him a little. He got tagged a little bit. He's just
He
I don't know.
got
You should have.
rocked.
He got rock. He got
If this was a street fight, he got knocked out, bro. This is
actually.
a
You know what?
knockout.
There's more like he got his shit pushed in. But anyway,
I don't even know what's the difference.
no, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I was like, what is the difference between
I
getting your
really
shit?
wanted to say shit pushed it.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that's it. He's just looking back on, going, man, he's wearing off, like he's cooling off a little bit. What can I do? And he just turns around and looks at that whole fucking catalog of music that he hasn't dropped.
Mm-hmm.
That because he's had a bunch of Lucy's over the years that have just gone on YouTube. And anytime a new project was coming out, people were like, I wonder if this one's gonna be on it, and then we'd never hear that fucking song
Never hear the
on
song
any,
again.
and they'd be good songs.
I really like if any song has come out that I liked since the beginning of this beef. I like that Goodness Gracious joint. Did you hear
What was
that
that on
one?
100 gigs?
No, it was just like a song that leaked. It was him
All of
and
his
Lil
leaks.
Yachty. It's called Goodness Gracious, and they sampled it from this guy. He's a creator on Instagram, and the reason he didn't clear the sample is because he wants the song to be clean. Because he said, I know kids are gonna be singing the song, so I want them to have something clean to listen to. And they didn't like the fact that he asked them to keep it clean, so they leaked it anyways. They linked it against his wishes, basically trying to strong arm him. But it's a hit, bro. It's a good song.
I don't think I've
I
heard
would
that
like
one.
to hear the official version of that track. It's called Goodness Gracious. It's pretty dope.
I'll have to check it out. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But my
that was
take
my
on
own.
it is I agree with you, man. That it's just 3 Drake songs, but it's nothing really caught my ear. I did like No Face, but you know what, man? I can't even tell if these are new. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if
That's
they
okay.
leaked Friday or like the energy around Drake as a whole, as a being the hottest artist alive, like that is gone, bro.
Yeah.
The Drake, what they used to call it, the Drake stimulus, where you used to jump on your album and give you a big boost, that's gone. Artists are releasing Drake features and it's just not working to boost their album anymore. Kendrick really body slammed him through a table. And yeah, he's got to realize he needs to step away for a little bit. Like, I know that's not like Drake. He always has consistently gotten love nonstop. But it's just, you got to go sit down, bro. Like, go sit down for 6 months.
You know what you
Make
should
people
do?
miss you. What?
You should star in a movie with Channing Tatum.
I think so. I would
I'm not
like
even
that.
joking. I'm not
I'm
even
not
joking.
even joking. I kind of like that idea.
I'm not.
They
Yeah,
both
that.
need a hit. They both need a hit. Make it about 2 half brothers that link up in Toronto to solve a crime or something. Who knows? A
Just
comedy.
some dumb shit. Just put them on screen together. They would work.
Oh yeah. Drake is the straight man and Channing Tatum is the funny one.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure
Yeah.
that you have Zoe Kravitz direct it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean that when I said that. I didn't mean anything when I said that. I didn't mean anything when I said that, even though I had a face and that face. But because I was gonna make another joke, not to say that that was a joke. That yeah, you just have to watch out because Drake is an insecure man. He'll try to fuck her.
Oh yeah.
He'd be
Maybe just
acting
get like
way too,
maybe,
trying to show off
maybe
how talented he is on camera way too fucking much to the point where Channing Tatum probably turns just like, bro, do we need to talk about something? What's going on?
to rein this in. Rein this in.
Like I've noticed that you like go extra hard on days that she's shooting shit. Like what's all right, bro, whatever. He's the
I
type.
noticed that you kind of get like alone time with the director, and that's not really how it's done. I know you
Yeah.
mostly do music.
Like I'd be
Yeah.
saying that even if it wasn't my wife, it's a little weird.
It's a little weird, bro. Not gonna lie to you, it's a little weird. All right, what are your topics, brother?
Okay. Oh wow, I really should have expanded on some of this. So I think I was just upset about 2 things that I saw either on Reddit or YouTube somewhere. Because this first one was I read an American farm comic. I think I meant form. It fucking swipe. I read an American style comic that read right to left and not traditional left to right, and it pissed me off because they're comics. You don't have to. This wasn't a Japanese person. This was an American person. They put it in manga format. I read manga. I read comic books. It annoyed me because and I think that's probably what led to the second point where I wrote. I thought this was a separate topic. When I was younger, I was thinking I might be a Japanophile, but it turns out I just like certain media from Japan. Y'all suck dick with y'all all capitalized. I don't remember what I was on that day.
Stand-up comedy bit notes. These sound like stand-up comedy bit notes. These don't sound like topics.
There was something I was going to expand
I'm
upon.
supposed to talk about.
I
You
don't
didn't
know.
even give me the comic strip.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I was on that day. I should have remembered. I was talking about it last episode.
All right, man. It's too early for all that. Like,
I don't remember what I was on, bro.
okay, all right, man. Let's find a new
What do
topic.
you think about that? How would
I
you?
don't. For one, I have to see the comic strip.
No, you don't. That's not even the point. It's not even the point of the comic strip. Just know that it was some.
No. I have to read it. I'll tell you why. For
Why?
context, did it work, and was it for an artistic decision?
No.
Before you say no,
that's a good question.
and before you say no, I have to read it to have my own.
No,
because you're very on the fence for Japanese art and media and manga, and I could be
what does
very.
that mean?
I like my okay. All right. When I say this, I don't want to sound racist, but I like my art being made in America by Americans, and I don't like to
Right.
outsource my entertainment. So that's why I stand on
Wait,
the
right.
hill
I
of,
don't. Wait, what?
is the writer American? Is he is the were Americans hired to produce the work?
Did a patriot right there?
Did a picture right? And when I ask that, people go like, "Huh?" And I go like, "I'm just pro-American. I would like my art to be made by America. I don't like to outsource my free time to people outside this country that aren't part of this hardworking, beautiful nation. And if you have a problem with that, hell, just know I bleed to keep the red on the flag. Just know that. I will bleed to keep the red on the flag. Just know that." But no, I say that to
Well,
say I want to read the comic strip for context to see if it even works.
I can
But
tell
I
you
don't
right
feel
now.
the type of work. That's your opinion. That's your
No,
opinion.
I'm telling you
And
for a
I know
fact.
you. That's your
I'm
opinion.
telling you for a fact.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
it was a
Yeah, okay.
Digimon.
All
It
right.
was a Digimon fucking. It didn't work. It's not. It wasn't
Wait,
for me.
so it's for Digimon. So it was referencing a Japanese
A Japanese
cartoon.
property, but the art style was.
Yeah.
I know who did it.
Okay.
It was just. It was just
It
to
sounds
make
like
fun of.
it sounds like you're a little too close to it, man. If you were a detective, it sounds like you got a relative on the case, and I would if I would have to be the lieutenant to be like, "Yo, come in my office. You're too close to it. You know, we're gonna pull you off the case." You'd be like, "What? This is bullshit."
Fuck that.
That would be
They're,
you.
they're
That's how
full
the
of
scene
shit.
would go. Yeah,
They're
you'd be like,
fucking.
"You're full of shit." And when you put your gun and your badge on the desk, like 100%.
For this, maybe. No, fuck
Mm-hmm.
that. They know what they were doing. Being
You're too
fucking
close.
losers.
You're too
Too
close
close
to
to
it.
what? To the mic?
Yeah, to the case.
Oh, to the top.
To the topic. You're too close to it.
You
You
too
care
close.
too much. You're too close to it.
No, just
All
fucking
right.
losers.
Blood pressure should not be this high on a Monday morning. Just saying.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah, go.
I saw the trailer. Okay, I saw the poster for the first Pinocchio horror movie. You know, like these Disney
Yeah,
properties are going up for
they're going
you know,
open
what is
domain or open
open?
domain.
Yeah. Open. Yeah, the trademark has expired, so filmmakers and creators are like taking these properties like Pinocchio,
Winnie the Pooh.
with Winnie the Pooh, and they're making like horror flicks with them. Other than that, like, what are your like, what's your opinion about open domain properties? Like, do you think this is even a creative format for it to just like straight up just do a slasher with Pinocchio, and you can just use Pinocchio's name?
Well, yeah, I mean, because Disney doesn't own it. Like most of that, all they did was sort of taking it back to the roots. All Disney did was flip Grimm fairy tale
Mm-hmm.
and make
That's
them
true.
child friendly.
It's actually so genius, bro.
It was. It caused a whole animation renaissance called the Disney Renaissance.
Man, that dude's a genius, bro. Yeah, I feel like
Just don't
now
ask
it's
him
just
how he
like
feels about the
I always admire Walt Disney because I think that's like a really smart way to get to create art with an audience that's there, but not really there at the exact same time. Like kids know about the story, but they don't know the story. So like the Dumbos and the
yeah.
the Sleepy
Well, I mean, the
Sleeping Beauties
Grimm
and
fairy tale. I
like you
think it
said,
was
the
like
Grimm fairy tales.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Peter
the
Pan
Grimm
and stuff
fairy
like that.
tales
I'm trying to remember what they
are
were.
really dark stories, though, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you read them as an adult, they're really dark stories.
Yeah, there's like full on child endangerment.
Riding Hood, all of it, man. It's
Yeah,
some dark
that's some
stuff.
shit in there.
Incest, all types of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they were getting down in Europe. They were getting down.
Oh, man.
I think they still do. Them little fucking, not to be crazy, you know, those little fucking nations that you don't hear about, the people that you know, them goofy sounding like the Slovakias and shit.
So, Black Myth Wukong has sold over 10 million copies across Steam and PS5 and made like more than $600 million in the first 3 days of its release. Have you had a chance? I know you talked about it a couple days ago, but have you had a chance to play it?
No, I'm not gonna play it until probably a year or two from now when the complete edition comes out for like 20 bucks, and it's costs like $20. That's usually how I
Oh
play.
wow, why are you waiting so long?
I don't have a PS5.
Oh,
You know what? Even if I
sucks
did,
to be you.
I probably would still wait because I have a backlog. I always have a huge fucking backlog
Of
and
games you want to play?
of games I need to finish. Yeah, and so why
Uh,
spend the money? Like that's why I always have so much money. And I never understand when people complain about like how expensive games are now, because as I'll always say, games cost so much more to make now. So and they've needed to increase the price of them for years, and they sort of have,
uh,
but people haven't realized it with the different editions when they have like a premium edition, a gold edition, and shit like that. And then people
uh,
complain about the season pass, say like, well, it's like all together, it's like 100. You expect me to pay 120 for like this full package? And it's like, yeah, that's the price of the full game.
yeah.
That's how much it actually fucking costs. They
Wow.
just cut out the main part for you to make the base game. That's what's actually cut out.
Uh,
They always say they cut out content and put it aside. No, the whole thing with the season pass and shit like that. If you really think about it, that's the full game that they're still working on. They're just giving you base shit for, they worked out a payment plan for you. But
oh,
that's the way I look
wow.
at it because it makes sense that way when you look at it that way.
Huh.
And it's like a weird thing because it's like gamers. It's such a diverse group of people that all want different things. That'll like some will complain about like a graphics, some will complain about gameplay, all this other stuff, and there's no way to hammer that. Like there's no way to make one game that everybody likes. You can get close. Rockstar always gets close. They always sell the most. Their games always sell the most. Always set records and shit.
Uh, yeah, that's true. It's true.
But overall, like I'm a gamer that actually likes games when it comes to gameplay. So I'll play your AAA shit with good graphics, and I'll also play like your little budget game that has like modest graphics, but they have a good art style and the gameplay's there. It's a fun game. I'll play all of that shit. I'll play Katamari Damacy one day, and then the next day I'll be playing the next Rockstar game, like a Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto with like better graphics and shit like that, or a Call of Duty. But most people they try to force whatever one genre they're into onto the whole sphere.
Uh,
So it's weird. Yeah, anytime you look at specifically like indie games, you look at the comments for it, it'll be a bunch of dipshits talking about, these graphics are shit, all this other stuff. Yet when you look at like a Ubisoft thing, something that is AAA, it'll have good graphics. It'll be a bunch of people complaining about the price and all this other shit, but that's how much good graphics cost. That's how much photorealistic shit costs. They're bringing people in. They're bringing in actors and scanning their face and doing motion capture and shit. That shit costs money. So that's going to cost over $100 if you want the full thing, or 60, or whatever the fuck they're charging you. Because money goes into that. They got to make that money back. There's a budget. But yeah, it's just a bunch of people fucking complaining about nothing. But wait, what was your question about Wukong? Like, when am I gonna play it?
The game made like $600 million. I just kind of, since you spoke about it a couple of days ago, I was just, it's been such a big hit since you spoke about it. So
I
I just
wonder
wanted to
how.
bring it back up and see if you had a chance to maybe play it, or go to GameStop and play it or something. I don't know. I don't even know if you can do that these
It
days.
looks
Probably not.
cool. Yeah, I don't know if you, but
Yeah.
it looks cool. But there's a whole mess around it, like culture war bullshit.
Really?
And
Oh
yeah,
yeah, you told me about that. The
yeah,
DEI thing. Crazy.
yeah. So, which I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about. I mean, it looks fun. I would want to
Barring
play.
that, like, don't
Yeah.
even touch on that.
No,
That's
no,
just
not at
stupid
all.
money.
But like in the
Yeah, it's
numbers,
just
those
stupid money.
numbers are like funny because I think a lot of those. So here's another thing. Not
Hmm.
the touch on it, but not fully get into it. I think a bunch of those numbers come from Chinese players. And
Hmm.
then people would ask like, why does that even matter? Well, it's a huge nation. So like 1% of those players, or like 1% of that population buying a game would still do record numbers. So they're trying to make it out to be like this global hit, like the people that are like doing the culture war shit, they're trying to make it out to be like this global sensation, this global hit. But I think it's just one nation that happens to have a large population buying it.
That's true. That's true.
Because that is their story. I think they've been waiting a while just to see a good game come out from one of their developers that they all would want to play. Like, a popular one. One that's not a mobile game or some gotcha thing. Which is good for them because I want to see more stuff coming out of China and South Korea.
Elaborate on that.
Just just other nations. I want to see gaming wise, because I remember when I was younger, I loved Japanese stuff just because it was so different from everything else I was playing and seeing at the time. So I'm wondering how different could Chinese stuff, South Korean stuff, certain European countries, if they start getting into game development, what cool stuff can they make if given the chance, and if they're invested in. That's all I want to see. I want to see them build up. I want to see them produce more shit. That's pretty much just it. Especially with Chinese mythology stuff. I've learned about it, or I've known about it ever since I was a kid, but I never got it the same way that I would understand Japanese mythology stuff. Because Chinese mythology, it would always seem like it would come down to, like, this motherfucker's the shit. Like, it's always some overpowered character. Like, people complain about Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's now in fiction. China is like, Chinese storytelling, I can't talk. Chinese storytelling is littered with that shit. Where it always comes down to the main character is the what?
He was just him.
Yeah.
Like, he was just born in that. Like,
he's just that dude.
He was at that level. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, oh my God. Like, anytime that character walks in a room, everyone's like, oh my God, look at how big his dick is. And like, you see that so many times. You just go, is that all of these? Because I can't, there's struggle and strife, but it doesn't feel the same. It didn't hit the same for me. So.
Yeah, I think it's more of an American thing, American storytelling thing.
What, where we like struggle and shit like that?
We love the main character.
The underdog story. Well, Japanese shit has Japanese shit had that too. That's why I liked it.
It's the human condition.
Yeah, look at the stuff that we were always into, or this the media that we would get from them. Pokemon was like huge here. Ash never won shit when we were kids. Motherfucker made it to the league and didn't even place. We were just like, what? And then like
he just kept saying, "I'm gonna come back stronger." That's all he kept saying.
Type shit.
Because the theme song was, I want to be the very best. It was about becoming the best, but it wasn't like currently like you're trash.
Yeah,
like
he was just
I think
working
it was the episode
hard.
He lost to the nurse. I think it was the episode where he lost to the nurse.
Yeah, he was always getting humbled, but he would come back. But I mean, same thing with Haikyuu. That's like a modern one that I really like, the volleyball anime.
They lose a lot.
Yeah, that's about, they come back, but the whole first half is just about everyone taking L's. Everyone trying to come back from just losing all the fucking time. The main character, and then the team that he transfers to when he goes to high school, all that shit. And I know shit from the manga that I can't say because the anime's still going on. They're doing like anime movies and shit like that now, but it's a good story. I fuck with the story. And then Dragon Ball Z, that was all about being better. But I mean, like, that has
being better.
But I mean, that has the Chinese shit in it because it's based on the Chinese, story.
Mythology.
So so Goku like eventually is just, oh, look at how big his dick is.
Yeah, it's Monkey Boy.
Yeah, every fucking time. Yeah. Like the last time, because I think the end of them referencing Journey to the West, if you ask me, it didn't just stop with Dragon Ball. I think it stopped with, like Z, like the end of the Frieza saga. I think that was the whole. After, like, everything after that, that's when they left the whole Journey to the West shit behind. I felt like Frieza represented like Buddha in a sense, because it's a parody of Journey to the West. So I feel like him becoming Super Saiyan was because in the story of Journey to the West, there's a whole part where he becomes stronger. He becomes like big fuck you monkey man, and that's what Super Saiyan is. And then he fights Buddha, and I think Frieza is supposed to represent Buddha in a way.
Oh,
And
I've
instead of
never
getting
heard that take-
humbled like he
never
did by
heard that take
Buddha,
before.
he overcomes them. Because again, it's a parody. So you can do whatever the fuck you want with it as long as the themes are still there. It still thematically lines up.
This has been another edition of It's Too Early for All That. I hope you get your morning coffee in. Yeah. Have a good week because we're coming on tomorrow.
Say
Peace.